Lake High School, our ethnic population consists basically of two groups. We have a Hispanic group of about 62% and a white group of about 38%.
When I started 30 years ago, basically the minority student would be the exception. And now the minority is the majority.
A lot of our students, when they come into school at the very beginning in kindergarten, do not have any English at all. The EL population at the high school actually is growing. We now have enough EL learners within the Hispanic group to become a subgroup, which is important for our accountability scores.
We have a huge socioeconomic range of students here at Tootie Lake High School. We have those that the only meals they get are here at school.
Our free and reduced population, 87%. Students that need tutoring, probably with the regular classes, EL speakers, 50% at least. And so we have to make sure that we offer them tutoring, after-school programs, intervention classes, so that they're prepared to take the test at the end of the year and that they're prepared to pass the high school exit exam. In the high school, we only have one fluent Spanish-speaking teacher, but we also have a liaison person.
I think my role is important because I'm able to bring the home and school together, and who will make contact with the teachers when they have concerns.
Anytime we need a link with a non-English speaking parent, he's there.
You'll find out through these meetings parents need to be made aware of these resources. They need to feel more a part of the process than anything, because if they feel a part of that process, they're going to participate in the process. But if they feel like they're also a victim of the process, then they will isolate themselves as well as their children.
If that's our population, we need to serve that population to the best of our ability. But we need to serve every population to the best of ability. That's why I'm so happy with the fact that we send such a large number of people to institutions of higher learning. You know, it isn't race-based. It's the fact that the race is we're going to send all of our kids, as many as possible, to college or some kind of higher education opportunity.
Wasc is a great benefit to us because it forces us to look at ourselves, to take an objective view of what we're doing, how we can make things better, and create a plan to implement these processes that we will move forward and become something more than we are now.
Without a governing body like Wasc, schools simply become complacent with what they've done before.
We get so busy day to day in the classroom that we don't take time to reflect upon what we're doing individually or as a group. We get caught up so much in the minutia of things happening that it's nice from time to time that we have to look at the big picture.
It's true. And sometimes we can get kind of, I don't want to say lazy, but we get, where it's constant. And I think by having some other people coming out of our little basin here telling us, hey, this is some things that you guys can improve, then as a school we can start implementing that over the next however many years that is required. And I think it's good for us as teachers and professionals to make sure that we're doing the best that we possibly can for our students.
You would like to think that professional communities would be able to do that without an outside agency. But in reality, I believe that it's necessary for there to be a conscience out there to remind us of what we should be doing.
The Wasc process actually can be a bit of a visceral process where you have to take a harsh, uncolored look at yourself and your friends and those around you and evaluate what you're doing and how you can do something better.
And once you're faced with that realization, then you know that you're going to have to implement changes to bring about something more positive in nature.
If you can continue that process from the minute Wasc ends for that self-review and just keep going with it, I think you have a pretty powerful school.
The one thing that I can say honestly about all of the evaluations is that we brought about changes because of the things we found about ourselves.
It makes us understand who we are as teachers, administrators, and hopefully the students learn more what they are as students.
We spent our minimum days, 2 or 3 of our minimum days last year, using a whole half day, and every classroom was involved, and we took our 7th graders through our 12th graders. We broke them down, boys with boys, girls with girls, and by grade level. And we had them investigate and answer the kinds of questions that we were dealing with Wasc.
I think Wasc, for me, it was something new. It was something very interesting. I really liked it.
What I really liked about being involved in the Wasc meetings was like getting together with many students and talk about the school and what we could do to make it better. And with parents too, because they were involved in it.
I was in some of the group sessions where we discussed the issues involving our school and we really communicated and brainstormed some good ideas.
The interaction between the student, the teacher, and the parents was very important. Teachers saw different perspectives on what they had no clue on.
We got to put our opinions forth and let the teachers know about them.
It's really important for students to get involved with Wasc and how the school is run because we're the people that are learning here and spending our time here.
Every aspect of the school involves students and makes them want to excel in every aspect of life. And really
I was surprised to see how they really wanted to reach out for those that weren't motivated, And I thought back then that it was something they really needed to do. And for them to start these meetings and get these students involved, and not only the students but the parents, I thought that was really cool.
I was very surprised that there was actually this much time that went into school improvement. I was also surprised how many ideas there were, and then having to try and pick through and see which one is the best of these ideas, which one's the most practical, which one the students will be most receptive to. And it turns out it's quite difficult.
We also offered them an anonymous survey. What we found is that students wanted to be involved.
And they're giving their feedback on strengths of our school as well as areas that they think we could improve. Well, I think it's important from time to time to give students the chance to give some feedback about the school, and I'm not sure that we've always done the most thorough job of getting feedback. So this is a process that tries to get information and input from all groups within the school.
And we shouldn't have so many tests. That's what we think, because we have our chapter tests, our finals, and STAR tests, and they're all cramped together. Especially STAR tests, it takes us a week to get those done.
I especially enjoyed seeing the students' input, and it was good to see the kids comfortable enough to speak up and their ideas, and a lot of times they're able to reach peers better than the adults are, I think.
It gave me a way to think and be like, oh, well, they do have it tough. They're dealing with so many kids that are unmotivated and really just want to get past the class. They don't really want to do that grade in it. They just want to get through it and done with it.
I think that more students will improve now that they've been involved in the Wasc process because they actually think their opinions matter now and that everyone cares what we really do think.
It definitely made me see teachers differently in a better light, and it showed you that they really care and that the school cares, and they don't just want you to get out, or graduate. They want you to be successful. They want you to be successful.
We have a leadership class this year because last year during Wasc we found that our students needed more input into what was going on in the school.
High school leadership class is project-based learning that's aligned with California standards for community service and school involvement.
The leadership class is about making our school better. I think leadership would really bring everybody together.
All the fee goes, or all the money raised will go for Kids for Cancer Foundation as a fundraiser for them.
I like being in leadership because I feel like our school is going to be more organized.
It's basically student council, but it gives us an extra period during the day to work on it instead of just having a meeting.
To be able to plan for student activities, make sure that we have successful pep rallies, and start doing more projects to help our school and community.
And they're excited to get to that and get started and improve those areas that they've pinpointed.
Budget is incredibly important to all schools in California now, and while other schools are being forced to make cutbacks, our school actually added a music teacher.
And we hired a music teacher because there is a connection between music and math and science and getting kids ready to come up to the high school.
When a student is disciplined enough to really achieve something on an instrument, that definitely transfers to other subjects because they're going to have the confidence and they're going to put out the effort in other subjects.
Giving them something extra other than just going to school with math and reading and social studies and science.
And that musical component brings students more in contact with the school.
And so they are acquiring a realistic perspective on what happens when they do a good job, when they've put the effort in, when they've gone the extra mile to achieve a goal.
You want to add, not detract from a student's environment. And we're the kind of school that we're not afraid to spend some money on our students because that's what you're supposed to be doing with your money.
I feel that the school board and the staff and the community here at Tule Lake High School are very supportive of our education.
I believe that the Tule Lake School Board has a commitment to education from this board and from past boards. I think we've built on a good history here.
Things wouldn't happen around this school if teachers weren't involved as class advisors, if they didn't take on the sports, if they didn't take on dances and activities.
I think it's up to administration and boards and teachers to connect with kids. I think we do a good job of that.
They make sure that we have all of these opportunities, these resources to provide a great learning experience.
I believe the teachers really do care about us. They take their time to help us whenever they can, after school, before school, or at lunchtime.
If it wasn't for the opportunities at Tule Lake High School, there is absolutely no way I would have been able to go to college. No way.
We have the chances for all these extracurricular activities. We have many programs to help our students. We have a staff that is very concerned with the success of our students.
One thing when I first started at Cal Poly was my transition from my math class I felt was the absolute strongest. I never thought that the years of taking trig and pre-cal with Mrs. Larson, I just felt that she is such high-quality math teacher. I highly recommend her to all the students just to take math here as they can, just because the transition will be so much easier.
The people that are teaching the kids here in this small school, I think, are doing a great job. And I think that the access that we have to technology, we have everything that a bigger school has.
Here at Tule Lake High School, we have a wide array of technology. There's the active boards and there's tons of computers. Whenever I need access to a computer, I feel like I can get one. Also, there's laptops available for checkout.
Over at the district office, we have a DS3 circuit that's tied in with our Cisco networking equipment. That includes switches and routers and PIX firewall. We also have multiple servers running Linux operating systems, Windows server systems, and we also use Novell NetWare.
I never have a problem with the computers. Everything's good. There's a lot of computers, so there's always access.
A lot of the equipment that you would find here would be university equipment. The camera, for example, that's being filmed on, the Adobe Premiere Pro and the Adobe After Effects, Adobe Photoshop are all very, very advanced professional tools.
Our students here are actually spoiled without knowing it. They've become accustomed to having access to high-end computers, high-end software, and I've talked to some students who've gone to other schools and come here, and those students really get it. They appreciate what we have here.
And I know when you look across the border at schools in Oregon that there has been nothing that parallels what was accomplished here at Tule Lake High School.
Here at Tule Lake High School, we use PowerSchool, and it is a central database that contains all the information we need to track students as far as attendance, grading, of course, and logs that need to follow the students throughout their career.
Teachers can also use PowerGrade as part of their lesson planning system. Their lesson plans can be put on. They can track assignments.
And then take it a step further and then include a hyperlink, which allows me to take my lessons not only locally but globally.
Yeah, when I'm gone for any kind of trips for sports or FFA, it's really helpful for me to use the PowerGrade to check and see what assignments I'm missing and to get it caught up.
It allows students and their parents, which my parents check out quite a bit, make sure that they're staying on top of their work, everything's turned in.
Students are really enamored with it. They like the ability to go check their grades and have an instantaneous report of where they stand in a given class. And having the information about the assignments and the lesson plans right there where they're checking already is a great benefit to them and to us as teachers because we know they're getting the information.
EduSoft is an internet-based software program that classroom teachers, administrators, anyone interested in being able to track student progress.
EduSoft is a good system because it allows you to find out what students need help with as well as what they're really good at.
Putting the test in EduSoft forces me to look at the standards that are being taught. And besides that, it gives me a lot of reporting power.
It involved taking some of that information and gearing their instruction or their time in class so that it's of maximum benefit for them.
It is one of the optimum tools for being able to keep track of where the standards are and how much kids know and need to learn.
And it starts driving you in the direction that the school actually needs to go. I'm really happy that they have that HSAA period. It gives them 45 minutes of studying time.
The vast majority of my students utilize that time very well.
I really enjoy it because it's a time we can finish our homework.
I get all my homework done there before I go to do any sports after school, so it helps a lot.
You can even go to the teacher from that class and ask them what went on, get notes, and kind of catch up. It's a little breather for us that we have such a tight schedule.
The HSA is definitely helping me keep my grades up and is definitely helping me get better at school.
It helps me motivated so I can just get my homework done and then go have practice or play my game or whatever we have that day.
I think that for many students, HSAA is an important part of the day simply because it provides time to either have meetings for the different clubs or work on your homework.
And they need that time because some of them don't have the best of circumstances to study, and they certainly have a lot of distractions. So having a confined time, a dedicated time in place is very important.
A migrant student is a student who has moved into this district with their family within the last 3 years for the purpose of working in agriculture.
Secondary school advisors really try and help you get through high school and also make sure that you know there's a possibility of college and that you can go to college.
I take them to visit college campuses. If they need extra help with homework, I'm there for that. If they need to go to the doctor or the dentist, I'm there to do that also.
My parents did not graduate from college or high school. They really encourage us to really graduate, but not only graduate, but to go to college. They don't want to see us working in the fields like they had to struggle for 20 years plus, and they're still working there, and they're just working to get us through high school and help us through our college years.
The district education parent liaison is in charge of organizing the monthly meetings of the Migrant Education Parent Advisory Committee. I also organize the meetings of the Parent English Learner Advisory Committee. And often the meetings are attended by school personnel that have important information to share about school policies. In addition, it is an opportunity for those parents to give the school officials advice on how the schools can best serve their students.
The independent study program is an assistance to students simply because in a small school like ours, sometimes we're not able to offer classes because of the numbers.
And we have to remember that not every arrangement, educational arrangement, fits every student.
I think it's a big commitment that we've made over the past few years. The graduation rate has improved. It gives opportunities to students who may not have had that opportunity to graduate.
We have a 97.7% graduation rate. And how can you get that if you have kids that you can't keep on track? We keep kids on track. Because it's a small necessary school, you would think we'd have to cut back on programs, especially in these economic times. We've done the opposite. We've expanded the pathways for the students and directions that students can go.
FBLA and other extracurricular activities enhance the school experience because you get to go other places, you get to meet other people, you get to experience new things, you challenge yourself in new ways.
Although I don't eat sushi or no karate, vegetables, I can. Excellent. Next word is...
It provides opportunities for everyone. Whether you're interested in building a project for ag mechanics or you like public speaking, there's something for any type of person.
It provides opportunities for these kids to be in the public showcase.
We have several state championships under our belt. Last year we had the agronomy team and the ag sales team win, and in past years we've had the pest team win and the farm power team win.
We got 4th place in state, but I got 2nd high individual.
And then for ag mechanics, we were third high team, but both teams above us were seniors, so we should have a very good shot this year. And our teacher, he's probably one of the best in the state.
It brings self-confidence. It brings I think also school pride. Kids now, I think my students on my teams finally realize that we can compete against the schools that have 3,000 kids in their school.
They round out their education, whether they're going to college or not. And the students enjoy these classes.
They're taking all the different aspects that a lot of the teachers are teaching here and bringing it into a class, into a project.
And they learn skills of speaking, competing, the kind of things that really make a difference when these kids go off to college or go to work or apply for a job. It really makes a wonderful background.
One of the most important programs we offer at Tule Lake High Schools is the Avid Program. We have a teacher who devotes his whole day to making sure that our students are prepared and ready to go on to college if they so choose.
Probably one of the greatest benefits of the Avid program is that it creates a picture for students on why they are taking classes that have rigor. They start to see that this is creating a future for me, that there is value in my being engaged in the curriculum.
The Avid program, although back then I never realized it helped me a lot. Mr. Bowen played a huge role in my enrollment in Cal Poly. And even though I felt, I'll never get into Cal Poly, it's so hard to get into, just having that personal support helped a lot.
He makes sure that students are filling out their applications, doing scholarships, and he really takes the whole range of students and makes sure that they know their opportunities after high school.
I think Mr. Bowen is awesome. He takes everybody in. He tries and get them thinking about college and telling them it is an option.
I had a senior last year and she took Avid her senior year and she had so much time to work on scholarships. She ended up with wonderful scholarships and she's no special child compared to anyone else, He's there for everyone and it's a great opportunity.
I think that Avid really prepares people to go to college and we place a remarkable number of our students into college programs.
We offer COS classes. Our COS classes are for our students that need more challenge.
Through the program out of College of the Siskiyous, students who have an interest in other subjects like French, then they take that class and that prepares them all the more so for going into their university studies later on.
And it's just like having the class here at Tule Lake. We're regular students in the class.
You can still interact with the teacher, you can still talk to the teacher, you can hear from the class, and it makes it closer to the traditional sense of teaching than just the online internet courses.
Bonjour les étudiants à Wairika, comment allez-vous?
I am taking several COS classes this year so that I can build up my college units at the same time as I'm getting more high school units. And it's free to the students, which is great because now when all of us go to college, we're going to have some credits already out of the way, which is extremely helpful.
I think it's outstanding that these kids, there's some students that are graduating Tule Lake High School with already 9, 12 units underneath their belt.
And it's critical that they have exposure to the demands of a college curriculum.
I think the district is really good about supporting that. They encourage it.
I think it's great that the district is willing to pay for the students to take these classes. They know how important it is for us to get a college education, and they're willing to help, and that is extremely meaningful to all of us.
It provides our students with the same opportunities in many ways that other students that they wouldn't have unless they lived in a larger city.
And I'm really proud of the way that this district gives kids the opportunity in academics and extracurricular and prepares them for life later.
I see the future for Tule Lake High School students as being very bright. We have an incredible staff, incredible school board. We just have really great resources, and we're going to continue to be an excellent school.
I want to see 10 years from now those kids that we're graduating now coming back and saying, I was ready.
That's a really good environment to work in because it does allow you to be successful with your students.
It really is a sense of community, and I think that we all think of each other as family.
And try to get better and better. That's the goal for all of our students, to continually get better.